You're a very responsible
Yeah,
position.
that's why I get the big bucks.
Yeah.
If something goes wrong, you're responsible.
Yeah.
$12.50 a week, baby.
Date it.
Yes, sir. Okay.
That's it.
Oh,
That'll get us. They won't come after you.
Okay, motion to accept the PUC settlement offer of $225,000, fine payable by September 1st, 2023, for customers in Monongahela, Perry, Whiteley, Cumberland, and Greene Townships. The PUC lawsuit is publicly available on the PUC website. East Dunkard made several counteroffers, including water quality and customer improvements, but were all denied. All the current elected supervisors from all the townships worked very hard for months to correct this issue for 2011 and to prevent the penalties from occurring. Unfortunately, the PUC was not amendable. Now, I just talked to Pam Snyder over the weekend about it, and I told her I can't see why we have to penalize all our customers for something that they had nothing to do with. So she wrote a 2-page letter to the PUC, and they're supposed to have a meeting tomorrow or something. Because I said, why? You're not hurting us any at all, but you're hurting every customer that's out there just to put it in their account. Why would they do that? And I said, if she doesn't, I'm calling every news station out there and go let them know what they're doing to the poor people in these townships just to put money in their account. You know, it's not hurting us. We're broke. They can't do anything to us. You know, we don't have anything. How are they going to take $225,000 and we have to penalize every customer? How's that fair?
What was it for?
Okay, so, okay,
And why was it for 11 years ago?
okay.
And why is Dunkard Township? Oh, sorry.
Okay, so the association was made up of, it was a membership. Everybody was members. Then the plant was toast. And the association could not get the funds to do that. So then they decided to go to a municipal authority. And a lot of work was done. They started in 2009, it continued into 2010, and the municipal authority was actually formed in 2011. Okay? So when they were doing all these talks, all the townships were asked to become authorizing agents. They all said no except for Dunkard Township. For Dunkard Township, what that meant was that they were taking legal responsibility for all the debt of East Dunkard Township, or, for all the, for East Dunkard Water Authority and all the municipalities. None of the other townships would sign on. It was only Dunkard Township alone who did it. They were also asked to do resolutions at that time saying that East Dunkard was allowed to do service in those townships, and that didn't happen either. So when you operate outside of your authorizing township, then you have to have a certificate of public convenience by the PUC. Today, to get that and do all the annual filings and all that, it would be $250,000 to file the papers and the stuff for that. We can't afford that. So they never did any of that. So there were no resolutions to operate outside the boundary of Dunkard Township, and we didn't get the certificate of public convenience for all these years.
But we're still doing it.
So, wait a minute. Let me catch up. So the PUC, when, water got so bad and, we were all complaining, and we went to newspapers and we did all kinds of things. I did too. Then we caught the attention of the PUC, and they started looking at us. So then they sued us, and it's on the PUC website. You can see all the legal documents. They sued us for $2.5 million as a fine. They sued us for reimbursement of 4 years worth of water bills for all the customers in Mon, Cumberland, Greene, Whiteley, Perry, everybody but Dunkard. And the requirement was to file the certificate of public convenience to operate outside of Dunkard Township. So with this lawsuit, we were looking at probably over $8 million, plus an ongoing $250,000 per year for 633 customers. You're talking money to do that. So it's been back and forth. They finally offered us a settlement offer. We did counter on many different things. We tried to do it all in customer improvements or water quality improvements. They denied all of that. We've spent a tremendous amount of time on this lawsuit. But they came back to us with a $225,000 fine that we have to pay by September 1st, 2023, where it will go to the state attorney general if we don't pay. And then that's a whole more litigation and all the things and more fines and more liens and all the things. But in the scheme of things, we wouldn't have won in court. We didn't have the certificate of public convenience. We didn't have the resolutions. I will say that all of the township supervisors today in Whiteley, in Greene, in Mon, in Cumberland, and Perry, worked exceptionally hard from the beginning of this year trying to fix this mess. But trying to go back and fix something that was broken all these years, we had no defense. We didn't have it. We didn't have the resolutions, and we didn't have any of it. Everything is fixed today. The PUC cannot come after us again. We are rock solid for everybody. But we have to pay a $225,000 fine if the board approves it.
The sad part is.
It's you guys have to pay it. I have to pay it. You pay it. We all pay it.
How is that your fault?
That's not my fault.
Right.
What I
None
said.
of our
That is
fault.
not.
That's ridiculous
Again, it was
to just
mismanagement.
put money in the PUC's
I
checking
agree.
account.
Right.
Yeah,
That's not true. The people had nothing to do with this.
I agree.
Not one bit.
It's governmental bullying.
But
Yeah.
you guys are gonna be the ones that have to pay the surcharge for a year.
And the other thing, it's almost like the DEP. Was the PUC in 2011, when this happened, aware that you needed a certificate of public convenience? And if they were, why didn't they make them
That's right.
get the certificate of public convenience
Yeah.
at that time
Right.
to fulfill the paperwork required?
I will tell you that there's a lot of documentation here that the lawyers, Mickle and Associates, recommended to East Dunkard Water Authority on several occasions over the years to get the certificate of public convenience. There are,
Yeah.
I mean, they sent the forms, they started the forms, and those forms were never filled out. So here's
Yeah.
where we are. I'll make a motion to accept the PUC settlement offer of $225,000 fine payable by September 1st, 2023 for the customers in Mon, Perry, Whiteley, Cumberland, and Greene Township.
And we'll be against it. 100%. I talked to Pam, she said tomorrow they're supposed to have a meeting, I guess, with the PUC, so, I mean, I just can't see it.
But it's the judge. It's not it's the judge, and we have to. You have to. There are forms,
just
and
got
we
an
and we
email
did
from-
this on
We
Friday.
just got an email from Megan,
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
copies of the letter, and
What did she say?
uh,
Because.
Is this something that could be-
It's a little too late, is what she says.
It is.
Yeah, so.
I was gonna say, is this something that could be tabled until after Pam's meeting tomorrow?
I think we need to accept
No.
the 225 offer, and we can discuss how we're gonna take care of that next. I mean,
I have to.
You know
You
what I
have
mean?
to have a
We're
you have to have a
fine
second
because-
to discuss. So somebody has a second.
yeah.
Well, I hate government bullying. I'll be the first. I'm anti-government. I'm sorry.
And just the idea you guys are gonna pay it all.
But regretfully,
Yeah, that's what I
I'll have to
hate.
second that
I
motion.
know.
Regretfully.
I know.
Against my dump shed on me,
You second it?
I did.
Part of the thing, though, is that do you risk? And I mean, absolutely, there's no defense here. There's none. Read the lawsuit. We don't have a defense.
And they don't. They
And we're
didn't care.
risking more than $8 million. Do I want to look at you and say, oh yeah, let me take $8 million out of your pockets?
You might as well be
225.
telling me that.
Well, do you know what I mean? Like it's
No, it's not. You might as well be telling me and everybody else around here that you're going to take $8 million out of our pocket.
well.
Right. No, I'm sorry.
We're not doing that. We're not
I
doing
know
that.
you're not, but you might as well be telling me
Yeah,
that.
that's what they wanted. That's what this government bullying.
So then why do you motion to give in?
Oh, well, this is what we did.
Whoa.
We're at the point where the hearing was the 25th, isn't it? So it's either this. Hold on. Just wait 1 second. It's either this. We sat with our solicitor last week for 2-3 hours. It's either this. Either we take the $225,000, we go to court. She's telling us we're going to lose. So it's $2.5 million right there if we lose. So we pay the
Plus.
Yeah.
plus.
I get that.
So
I
we
got a
either
number
take the
for
225
numbers.
right now or get shoved down our throat. or go for the
Completely
2.5 million, and then we're
Completely
buried.
And
with
they
the
just
2.5
completely
million.
understand.
They don't
It's
care.
a bully. It's just like
Completely.
Gary said. They're bullying you.
I get it.
Understand?
But like she said, you got what? 2 days? You can't wait 2 days to make this decision?
No.
They can't give you 2 days?
We had to accept the settlement offer on Friday, and that's why we had an executive session.
Well, I talked to Pam Saturday, and she's the one who called the
And
PUC.
Pam had actually already contacted the PUC when she met with us here, and she asked the PUC to stop the lawsuit a couple months ago. You can look up on the agendas to see when Pam was here. It's written there. We asked her, we talked to her about it, and she absolutely went to the PUC, and they said,
So
no.
why can't the people
She
that
just
were
talked-
in
yeah, I just talked to her
office
Saturday.
prior to everybody else be accountable
She
for
sent the
it?
letter to
She's
them.
still working on
Why
it?
can't
Yeah.
Pam
Still
pay-
working
Still
on it?
working on it.
have them
Why can't we
pay
She
that
said-
money back?
Yep. She sent the letter to them. So tomorrow they're having a meeting.
So why
But that
can't,
still doesn't stop our lawsuit. I mean, we've got to do this.
It's the lesser
We're
of
gonna
the two
lose.
evils, it sounds like.
It is.
It's,
I mean,
Well, it
Yeah,
sucks.
but-
Like nobody wants to do this,
it's
but
an evil.
What can
Yeah.
you really do to us?
rock hard place. Pick
What can they
one.
do to us?
They don't care
We
if we
have
shut the
nothing.
plant down.
No,
Yeah,
they don't care if we have water.
They just don't care if we shut the plant down.
But I mean, everybody's gonna take a $15 hit on your water bill.
For a year.
How's everybody gonna like that?
And we get no updates on all of it. We get nothing benefits this company at all.
And we tried. We offered customer improvements. We offered line changements. We offered all those things
In lieu of a fine.
in lieu of a fine, and they said $225, and it was payable in 30 days. We barely eked out having it. Isn't that great? We barely eked out getting it to September 1st, 2023. I mean, that's how ridiculous all this
we have
is.
another year.
Well, to
No,
pay
Well-
the money.
Hey,
I
that's
understand.
the pay.
We have to make payments.
So why can't you all wait till tomorrow after he talks to Pam? I mean, what's one more day? What's one more
It's
hour?
because Pam has nothing to do with the court hearing.
So I
Because there's a
think,
hearing.
Our court
Well, this
hearing
is the
coming
thing.
up.
We vote tonight and accept it, and they have a thing tomorrow, and they say, hey, guess what, guys, we're gonna do away with it, and we're okay. But we have to
sorry.
approve it tonight.
I'm old. I
Well, the 25th is coming up quick.
Exactly.
I have a question.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow, I'm sorry.
Right.
Should the other townships be responsible for any of this money? The township themselves, not the customers?
Well, that's right.
It was
It's not fair to you.
It was incumbent on the board sitting here to go to those townships and get that letter. They didn't do it.
And it's in the minutes
It's not the township's fault.
I know, but
a year or two ago that they voted on getting the certificate.
And it was sent by Megan. It's in the email.
Yeah.
I found it.
And Michelle never did do it.
If that would have been done, we probably wouldn't be in this position.
Yes, it is in the
and the
email.
township's not willing, they don't have tons of money around sitting here, take 50,000.
Well, yeah. I think what they had to negotiate, one township has 10 customers, to sign on the bottom line.
fly. I'm
Okay,
kidding.
you stay there, and we'll go like this.
So,
I'm sorry, Lucy.
And at one time, weren't we at risk of getting those customers shut off? I mean, wasn't that a chance we could take during the trial or not? Did I misunderstand?
I'm sorry, I went to the bathroom. I didn't hear what the beginning of that was.
Do you remember any of that? No.
I don't think.
I mean, honestly, are you talking about the lawsuit? I mean, honestly, we were at risk of the customers in Mon, Perry, Whately, Cumberland, and Green losing their water.
That's what I thought I heard.
I mean, as sucky as that is,
And then that would lose half the customers and this place would go under because that'd be half of your money.
I mean,
The paying
there's no
customers.
good choices here. They all sucked. I hope that Pam is successful and that they issue a waiver for us. But we've got to go to court and take the, you know what I mean? We've got to take the 225. Hopefully that Pam's able to, get them to waive the fine. At least they got their court win and maybe that's enough for them. I don't know. But we can't risk $8 million.
No. That was.
I mean,
And you said it's,
we've worked darn hard to keep everybody in water, keep access to water. And I've talked about access to water over and over. And this is just one thing of just how much is against us and just how close the people outside of Dunker Township came to losing their water. This is the least of our evil, the least evil.
is this something that could be like prorated or something? So like Dunkard we signed all the paperwork and we did what we were supposed to do.
Well, that's our next thing on the agenda. So
Okay.
jumping ahead a little bit. So we need to, can we go ahead and